So in this video, I will be demonstrating how I will make a pan flute, like shown in this blueprint that I made. I will be using this PVC pipe for the main body of the pan flute. Here is my ruler and Sharpie, which I will be using to measure out and mark up the pipe. I will use my handsaw to cut out the pieces of the pipe as needed, and I have this mat to have a safe place to cut. I will be using sandpaper to smooth out the edges of the pipe after I cut it. Once that is all done, I will use this resin foam to create the foam stoppers for each tube. Use crazy glue to glue all of my tubes together. Now I will take my ruler to measure out exactly 175 millimeters for my first tube and mark it here. So now I take my handsaw and start cutting the tube where I made my mark. So now after I've cut around the circumference of my pipe, I can break it. I now have to smooth out this rough edge on this coarse sandpaper. So now you can see this has a smoother edge. After repeating the same process 11 times, and with each time making the measurement 10 millimeters less, I now have all of my pieces. This is the approximate end result, but we're not done yet. Here I have my foam, which I will use to create stoppers for each tube. This will decide the pitch of each tube, because the higher I push it up the tube, the smaller the wavelength will be, meaning the frequency will be higher. I have to cut out a little piece of this now. Here. So now I take my tube and puncture the foam with it. Once I have my approximate size, I have to cut it out only a little bit bigger so that it will fit in tightly into my tube. So now that I have everything I need to put each one of my stoppers into each tube like so. So now that I put every single one of the stoppers into each tube, I can use my research and my blueprint to assume that the longest tube of this size and inner width should be around a C. So I go and try the sound, and I hear that it's a little lower, so I try a note lower, which is exactly it. So to get my sound higher, which I need to do by one tone, I just push my stopper a little bit higher. So yeah. So now I try it out again. It's the same note. So now I have to do the same with the rest of my tubes. After I've tuned all of my tubes, I can start gluing them. Most pan flutes are in a curved shape, so I am using my lampshade to make it that way. Here is my glued and dried pan flute, which I also decorated with this ribbon over here. And now I will play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.